Alright, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I know, everything has been a mess the last 2 weeks, and it might actually continue to be like that. I don't know. I'll try my best to be more consistent again this week, the next week, whatever, the coming weeks. But yeah, I'm currently pretty much alone at home with my brother, dog sitting, since my parents are on vacation. Yay! So yeah, I don't know, he might come in from time to time to interrupt. I have no idea. Maybe, maybe not. We shall see. Other than that, it should still be the same inconsistent time frame when I start my stream, and hopefully back to normal times, not just 1 hour streams. I still feel sad about those, but well, better a short one than none, I guess. So yeah, let's get started before I get too cozy and fall asleep. Alright. But can we talk about the fact that this case would be over if we were allowed to speak to the victim? Because I am quite sure he's just salty that he lost the case. The argument with... what's his name? Sus? No, it's not Susato. Whatever his name is. Our Japanese author friend. And well, is putting him on the spot. I don't know. he might be covering for his own stupidity. I have no idea. I would love it if that was the case, if he was like acting as Romeo in Romeo and Juliette. The kissing scene when Juliette took the potion that would make her look dead, and Romeo's trying to kiss that poison off her lips so he can die as well. Or was it the other way around? No, I think he tried to kiss that potion off her lips, took his own poison, and Juliette killed herself with his weapon? Wow, it's been so long since I read that. Let me look it up. But I'm quite sure it was that way around. I could be so wrong. I probably am. When was the last time I read Romeo and Juliette? Well, did I ever read it? How did Romeo and Juliette die? Yeah, Romeo takes his poison and dies while Juliette awakens from a drugged coma and then stabs herself. Right. Okay, I was correct. Yes. Yes. I'm not a total failure when it comes to wow, literature, I guess. Alright. Alright, so that's Mr. Shakespeare. But who's that other man beside him? That's the guy that was looking through the peephole in the window area. Yes, I think... I feel sure that we've caught a glimpse of that man before. Yes, we did. State your names and occupations for the court, please, witnesses. A writer of words so sweet, they do send the breeze. An inventor of ideas so profound, they compose the earth. The unrivaled poet, the unmatched scribe, William Shakespeare. Were the great bard to be recalled to life anew, lo, what a magnificent man. Good fellows, I am he who ponders such a miracle. William Shakespeare. Oh, the name's Metaman. Metaman? Are you supposed to be German? That is the right German way of writing man and meter, so I guess Metaman it is. But Adron is not a really German name? Never heard it? Might be, I have no idea. Adron B. Metaman. I work for the Alt Hammond Gas Company East End branch office. Ah, I remember now. It was yesterday on Briar Road. Oh, I forgot to close. What's up? Oh yes, she's right. It's him. Oh, what's this? What's that man doing over there? He looks like he's trying to see into Suzuki-san's lodgings. Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Excuse me? Could we have a word? The disappearance master, yes. Yes, we spotted him outside Mr. Garridub's house that morning. And he's a gas company employee? What does he have to do with this case? Oh, was there a gas leak? So, William Shakespeare, you are the victim in this miserable affair, correct? Oh heaven, oh hell, do you command me to remember? That sweet poison that dissed across me and crossed mine innocent lips. I subpoena him for the trial. Peanut, okay. With his doctor's permission, naturally. He looks fine to me. Hearing the testimony of the aggrieved will remove any room for doubt from the jurors' minds, I'm sure. I'm not sure if anyone can understand him, but sure, if you say so. Behold, you have only to rearrange the letters of my name to see that me, Cicerav, an angel indeed. Thus be I noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart, as all heavenly angels be. Sure. Sure. If that's what you want to see yourself as. Be my guest. Because there isn't a less contrived meaning in your name. No, not at all. The jurors seem to be very moved by this man, I'm afraid. Too bad. But how? They're actually taking this Sarav anagram into idea seriously? Yeah. They are stupid like that. Thank you, witnesses, for your illuminating introductions. But, my lord, what's the man next to Mr. Shakespeare doing here? The gas man, I mean. What? Me? Well, now. Allow me to enlighten my learned friend. You recall, I presume, your earlier impertinence? When you suggested that the victim had another visitor to his room on the night in question. And, moreover, that the victim is a compulsive liar. What? No, I didn't quite say that. This young chin-stroker is here to controvert your wild claims conclusively. Is that not so, Mr. Meterman? Hang on. No, I'm just here. Yes? I hereby call for your formal testimonies. You will tell the court as lucidly as possible what happened on the night in question. One may smile and be a villain. Yes, it doth pain me, but let the truth be spoken. The truth of that wintry night of my discontent. Could you stop rubbing your chin? It is extremely unnerving. Oh god, it reminds me of one of my history professors who kept rubbing his chest while talking about during his lecture, and I was like, holy hell, either he really needs that touch to earth himself, I don't know, or it's really irritating. Well, it is still really irritating. Watching someone else rubbing themselves continuously over the chest. It's oh. If it wasn't a constant thing, I really would have went to him and was like, are you alright? Should I call a doctor? Do you need medical attention? But nope, he was just rubbing his chest constantly. I was like, okay, just don't look at him, I guess, and get through that lecture. He was a good lecturer, but that was just too much for me. The wintry night of my discontent. The snow lay about. My neighbour did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. But merry, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. No one else visited his room but that short little round-backed Eastern fella. Okay. Wait, what did you say? You were keeping an eye on Mr. Shamspeare's room all night? That's right. Course the bloke's window's all but blocked up, isn't it? But there's a little gap in the bricks where you can see into the room. So I spent the night trying to keep my teeth from chattering as I peered in through that. The question is, why? Well now, that's because he's on my list. What a piece of work is a man! Wherefore wouldst thou not stare in wonderment? What are you talking about? This buzzing busybody hath not part in this play. I pray thee, pay him no heed, and make no more ado about his tedious words. What you say about me? Calm yourself. This court is concerned with what happened on the night in question, nothing more. Indeed, that is so. And as the testimony we have just heard clearly reveals, there was no one other than the accused present at the time who could have carried out this crime. Oh, no, you don't. We opened that peeping hole. It was there before we did so, but we opened it in the morning, and if our actor was lying dead on the table the entire time, he couldn't have closed that. So no, you didn't watch through the window. Well, I believe this may be the final testimony of the trial. Now, counsel, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Cross-examination. The wintry night of my discontent. The snow lay about. My neighbour did cometh in the evening, bearing a gift of tea. Can we just press that? Thank you. When was that? To be clear, by neighbour, you are referring to the defendant, Mr. Natsume? I was talking about the time, but sure. Oh, indeed, sire. Perchance thou wouldst that I call him the man from upstairs? And at what time did the mustachioed Nipponese visit you in your room? Thank you, Van Zieks. You're helping me. Our meeting was promised for the hour of 9, and lo, did he come to tender a gift of fragrant tea. Details which are in accordance with the defendant's own testimony, yes. And we were broiled in such a literary debate as history hath not seen before. By which I presume he means the discussion about who was the stronger, Romeo or Juliet? I, Shakespeare, did play the part of young Romeo, whilst my neighbour played the fair Juliet. Each of us dressed as would our characters be, to bring weight upon our merry experiment. I dare not imagine the scene. Well, I would love to see it. Soseki-san as Juliet. Frailty, thy name is woman. Ahem. Shakespeare, out of this court now. Thank you. Canst thou imagine how dismayed I was? Yes, I had heard of the eastern art of jiu-jitsu, but never, right? It is never, but how do I shorten it to never? Did I dream 'twould be a skill practiced by the comely maiden? Juliet, beat Romeo up. This is not helping our case. Can we get a reenactment, please? Please, just for me. I believe the court has heard enough about your earth-shattering literary debate. No, the court has not heard enough. No. I want a reenactment now. Thank you. Perhaps you could reiterate your statement about the tea that the accused brought to your room? My liege, I am thy servant. Gladly I will do thy bidding. But Mary, bitter was his drink, and when he left, I did fall prostrate on my table. Hold it! Let me stop you there. Mr. Natsume left your room at 11 o'clock, but it wasn't until after 2 that the poison made you collapse. That amounts to more than 3 hours of missing time. Yes. What are you trying to say with that expressive dancing? Please, go on. If the defendant had really put the poison into your tea, that 3-hour window of time is something you're going to have to explain. Gladly. 'Tis an easy task. What? I did drink of the tea, not while my guest did Terry, but after he took leave of me. Faith, 'twas stone cold, but at 1 hour post midnight, verily were my lips parched. That doesn't sound normal. Nay, 'tis quite ordinary, sire. After all, thou wouldst recall our fiery debate. Amidst such argument, there'd be no time for fiery tea. Romeo and Juliet again, and who was stronger? Mr. Shakespeare, in summary, allow me to confirm. Did you not come here with the intention of naming your attacker? But of course, my liege, 'twas this stooped lover of words did attempt to shuffle me of this mortal coil. We all know what that means. 'Twas the tea alone did pass my lips that late hour, naught else. So, you didn't have any kind of evening meal, dinner, supper? Huh. Fie on luxury, fie on gluttony, to eat thrice dailies, but a waste of time. Sorry? I would that my belly were full, no more oft than the sun doth rise. Wow. Well, most heroic eating habits, I must say. No, it's quite normal. Night and day do I fill my hours with the learned study of great bard and playwright. Hence is it that there doth not in my chamber be then the costumes of mine art. That would appear to be the case, as even a rodent was found starved to death in your room. Now I think of it, it's not just food that was conspicuously missing from that room, is it? I don't recall seeing a single play of script anywhere, for I have devoured them all. You've eaten them? Every word be within my skull, didst thou imagine otherwise? Right, that wasn't misleading at all. Now, could you turn around, do you think? Which brings us to the conclusion that the only way to poison would have passed the victim's lips is in the tea. I disagree. I was outside this bloke's window in the freezing cold all night, keeping an eye on his room. But the windows of that house have all been filled in. A historical artifact of the new defunct window tax. Yeah, you're right, they're all bricked up horribly, but as it happens, there's a little part of the brickwork at the bottom corner that's been opened up. I was looking in through that gap. Yes, there was a few bricks loose, weren't there? And for some strange reasons, a couple of baths of soap lined up on the ledge outside as well. I don't like going round poking my chin in other people's business, especially on freezing cold nights. Why didn't you go home then? But them's my orders, so that's what I'll keep doing, as long as there's breath in my... Such devotion, should I applaud you? What's with all that theatrical today? Good question, good question. Out of interest, Mr. Mitterman, after the accused had left and returned to his own lodgings, did you see the victim leave the room at all? No, he never left. He was in that room the whole time as far as I'm concerned. And we can therefore discount the possibility of suicide. How can you be sure of that? Hey Erica, how you doing? The police carried out a thorough investigation of the scene and found no receptacle for the poison. And since we know the victim didn't leave his room and hence didn't dispose of the poison's container himself, it's clear that this was no attempted suicide. Only the culprit could have removed the receptacle. Yes. Lucidly explained, counsel. Thank you. It really was. You can't argue with that logic. Okay, no one else visited his room. Oh. Reading is hard. His room. But that short little round-backed Eastern fella. You say a short little round-backed Eastern fella, so you can't be sure it was the defendant then? How many other short little round-backed Nipponese with a moustache do you think there are in London? Well, of course, it's only a narrow gap and it was quite dark, so I didn't notice the moustache, but he showed up at around 9, so I'm pretty sure of myself. And when the person you saw arrived, did he and Mr. Shakespeare drink tea together? So yes. Nah, sorry, I couldn't say. Why not? Because I couldn't see into the room all that well, could I? But what I did see was the silhouette of that little round-backed fellow wearing a pretty dress. Then the pair of them started some kind of wrestling match. I tell you, I didn't know what to make of it. I suppose that was the Romeo and Juliette championship battle getting underway. Oh no, that sucks. I hope you get some more sleep in. Today, later today. Way later today, I guess. Or you could nap. I could work my magic again. I've been fine. I just sound nasally for myself. I'm not sure if I'm catching a cold. I don't know. Ooh. But so far it's only... Yeah, you know what happened? They didn't engage in a word battle. Our author used Shujitsu on our actor and defeated him that way. That is how Juliette defeated Romeo in their battle of, well, who is the stronger one? Definitely a new interpretation of that. Of the whole relationship, I must say. Especially since Juliette was 13 at the time, I believe. And Romeo was 16 or something like that. They were quite young. So I can imagine it even less, and that was why I requested a reenactment of that whole scene, especially in costume, but it was denied. They just ignored me. Okay, yeah, championship battle. Mr. Meterman, allow me to confirm one final time. Apart from the accused, can you state with certainty that no one else visited the victim on the night in question? No question. Gasman's honor. Hold it. Yes? Who might it be? Oh. My lord! Goodness me! Yes, Mr. Foreman? I've kept my mouth shut and listened up to now, but this has gone on long enough. Are you all with me? Yeah, I'm quite happy that I'm getting some sleep. Well, I woke up at 4 AM today because my family went on vacation today and they had to get up early to catch their flight. That's also why I didn't stream yesterday. They were packing their bags until late. It was pure chaos. So I was like, nope. Nope, not gonna deal with that. But, yeah. But I'm probably gonna catch a cold with my workplace being as cold as it is. But I shall see. It's probably just gonna be my nose being blocked up. blocked again, which is the most annoying part, but I can live with it. Okay, so we are getting to the unspeakable, never before used thing where we have to turn around the guilty verdict of at least 4 jurors. I hate that so much. Yes. Are we to understand that you ladies and gentlemen of the jury are in agreement with one another? That you've reached an unanimous decision? To right we have... based idiot. Biased. Are you all with me? They should have voiced that. That would have been more effective. Is it just me, or was there a flash just now? But it's still off, right? Yeah. Maybe it was the movement of the thing that irritated me. I have no idea. Okay, yes. Wait, no. The defense is in the middle of a cross-examination. To be honest, I was holding out a bit of hope for you, young man. Especially after you identified those few hours that followed the accused leaving the victim's room. Yes, the 3 missing hours, as you put it. But in the end, what difference do they make? None, as far as I can see. And since that's not now apparent, there's really no reason to delay our decision any longer. You guys, did you even listen to the story of the actor? He said he did not like the tea, but he drank it when it's cold? Are you kidding me? And you believe that? Okay, whatever. Like I was saying before, if I don't take 5 bob home with me tonight, the missus will blow her top. Huh? What's that? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. What did you say? Very well. Let the court be apprised of your decision. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will state your leanings as to the defendant's culpability. I'm all for not guilty. Thank you.
Guilty!
Not. That was the wrong one. I said not guilty. Hello? All of you? What did you expect? They are biased against this client of yours. They should have not been allowed in as jurors. Well, it would appear that the jury is indeed unanimous. Don't waste your wine, please. So, this time at least, it seems justice will be done. All's well that ends well, as they say. This calls for a toast, I feel. To the guilty being punished. Get up, Mr. Naruhodo, please. The trial isn't over yet. What do you mean, Mr. Sato? Are you really... You were in court 2 days ago and used it like 15 times? And now you're like, what do you mean, Sato? No. Game, please make sense. No. I know there are people that have not played the previous game, although that would not make sense. But no, you could maybe get away with saying, hey, if you need more information, look it up. But no. No, 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 no. I do not accept that. They should have done a court hearing in the present. Or more recently, I don't know. When there was like a break in between or something like that. Or there could have been a flashback telling us about the thing as an epiphany, but you can't be like, what is that? Why is the hearing not over? What? There's more information about something we used like 2 days ago. Oh, I couldn't know. Could I? How could I not know this? Like, what? No, I don't accept it. What about the information I found in this encyclopedia about British law I have? That obscure right that belongs to the defense in these situations, remember? A summation examination. Yes, that's right. We don't have a jury in Japanese courts, of course, but here in a British court of law, if we can reverse the decision of a majority of the jurors, we can force the trial to continue. This trial can't end now. Whatever it takes, I just can't let that happen. The defense moves to invoke its right to summation examination, my lord. Why am I not surprised at my learned Nipponese friend's inability to admit defeat? But it's true, though. But yeah. I don't do them often enough. But really, sometimes I'm like really frustrated with some of these games. And the logic they put behind it. You choose to cling desperately to some archaic rule you barely comprehend instead of accepting the truth. Dude, we beat you like 5 times last week with that summation examination, so shut your mouth, please. I love you, but shut up. Certainly, no other defense counsellor in recent times has exercised the right to a summation examination. They're just plain stupid, that's why. Because they all know that once the jury's mind is set, it cannot be altered. Those idiots you call jurors are very easily swayed towards different opinions within seconds. So, my friends, the jury's mind can easily be altered, but sure, they cannot be altered. No. No. Nevertheless, the right remains and must be upheld. The defense counsel's request is granted. They seriously act like it's the first time he invoked that right. Did you listen to my rant? This court will proceed with the summation examination as outlined in the Encyclopedia of British Law. Thank you, my lord. Are you and your fellows prepared, Mr. Foreman? Believe me, my lord, we know all about this young lad's tenacity. And we're ready for it. Sure. Very well. In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby call upon each of you to state the grounds upon which you find the defendant guilty of the crime for which he stands accused. Judicial findings. The juror's contentions. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Right. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid. In what way? Juror number 2. Do tell. Is it his looks? His luscious locks? Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while and has a moustache. Very fishy. There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudman, for now, at least. I had high hopes for you, lady. High hopes, because you're the only juror I haven't met before. Oh, I really don't care. Like, I just need this trial to end quickly. 3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know? Nothing at all. Yeah, maybe you shouldn't be a juror then. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced. You know what they're convinced of? Racism, that's what. So, maybe, I don't know. We should try to erase racism out of this world, right? That fixes everything, right? Yeah. It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shemsbury is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen. If you ask me, they're all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. His strange dance might just be a way to actually, what's the word? Hypnotize someone. It is quite hypnotizing, I must say, so it might be a new tactic. I don't know. And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all. Well, here goes. Let's not forget. I've pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's behalf before, and it worked. So, you never know. Oh, now you remember. Wow. Wow. Ryunosuke. You're just a fine, splendid young man, aren't you? Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how the summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo. Right. He's an old man with, Alzheimer's. You're right. He forgets easily. That's why you have to remind him how to do something he did 2 days ago. I forgot. I forgot. Oh. Well, you're still very new to British law after all. I quit. I quit? This is frustrating. That's true, I suppose. And Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now. Okay, how many court hearings did we have on British soil? We had the murder in the carriage. We had Soseki-san's case. And there was a third one I can't remember. Right? The only one that were not in the British court were the first murder on the British professor in Japan and Kazuma-san's murder accident. So yeah, 3 trials that we know of. And apparently there were some off-screen as well, so... Not sure if you would call that new and something he can't know? Because you literally used everything already. Yes, I can understand that you have to remind people on the mechanics of games, especially if there were quite long stretches of time between the releases of 2 games. And yes, it's been a while since I played these games, but really? There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial details. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. Yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot you have Alzheimer's. Ryunosuke, next time, just put an info thing there, say look it up, here are the mechanics. Do you need a reminder, yes or no? And if you say yes, then for all I care, give me the reminder. If I say no, just skip that. I wonder, should I let her talk me through it again or not? Do I need that reminder? Let me save. And then we shall see. I know that I have to pit 2 against each other. Figure out who contradicts whom, but so far, Thank you for the kind offer, Mr. Sato, but I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary. The game listened to me. Do you look at that? Of course, I understand, and I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at all, at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like. I'll be here for you. Too kind, too kind. The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding 2 that are contradictory and pitting the corresponding jurors against each other. You literally just gave me the explanation anyway! Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Yes, my lord. Jury examination. What is that adorable little rat on your shoulder? Or mouse? Is that Kazuma in mouse form? I want him as my pet. I did not realize he was on your shoulder. Was he there before? The defense's rebuttal. The victim may not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. Tell me more. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I have no doubt about it. Like that shaky client of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Miss Natsume is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was that Japanese man's tea. When you take the gas man's testimony into account as well, the truth couldn't be any clearer. Well... You are literally listening to the words of a peeping Tom. Are you kidding me right now? You're taking the words of someone that deliberately watched somebody else in his living quarters all night over some random dude that was there, yes, had bad timing as always, but really? Why would you listen to some random dude that was literally committing a crime over somebody that was just a day prior released from jail because he was there on false charges? Well, that's alarmingly logical. Please, leave that mouse here and leave this courtroom, Ryunosuke. You are not helping me. But let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. If it turns out that the old Shakespearean chum is a rotten lie after all, I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on the jury would do the same. Isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps, though I don't see it happening. What's that? Elderly gent on the end here, you know, you'll have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. Yes, juror number 5, we all know. Why did you accept the job then? You're not paid to be a juror. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury then? Alright, sir, I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Alright, if you can show me that the victim is a liar, I can reconsider my position. Can I press that again? Oh well. Do I have anything that can prove that he's a liar? Cause of coma, ingestion of a small quantity of strychnine, toxic... Stringy but no sample could be obtained for testing. Poisoning incident occurred at around 1:30. Poison. A cheap bar of soap that was discovered just outside Mr. Shamsby's window. It's one of 2 that were found there. Could not be located. Oh. The green one was Shamsby's. Green... Yeah. I know, it was Natsume's. Shit. It would add up, sadly. That the tea was in the cup. For a long period, or a longer period of time. Ah! Okay, I'll skip you for now. Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Hold it!
Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid? No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie? To cover for somebody else, cover his own stupidity, or put the blame on somebody because he doesn't like him? I see multiple options there, lady. And yes, he is rather splendid. So you say yet again. Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously it's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. Splendid logic there, madame. Thank you so much. Just look at the accused by comparison. He is Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a moustache. Very fishy. No, no, no. Not one of those things is a reason I find... Can I get the history, please? Is a reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There is no point dancing around the fact he's Japanese, he has a moustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps. Like a waltz, in fact. You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though, and you're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big-chinned man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he says the Japanese man there. He saw, wow. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh. And that's another 3 steps. Oh, this really does seem more and more like walls, doesn't it? No, you just forced your rhythm onto that. Right, and the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. Can we get this juror thrown out of the courtroom on claims on stupidity? There is no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman, for now, at least.
Hold it!
A fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madame? It really is a most tiresome problem for the company, most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence. We can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued. I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you? I am the wife of August Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company. Good gracious, Altamont Gas, you say? Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. Ouch! Ouch, that hurts. This statement hurts in current times. As I'm sure our employee from the East End branch office would be the first to agree. Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Got to be used properly. Altamont Gas are the best in the world, of course. I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Nadhodo. Right, he boat about in deference to his emperor's wife, did he? Ah, so would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching what Mr. Shemspeare was up to in his room I'm afraid that there's no end to the length the population of the East End will go to in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudman, but to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night. We are very thorough in our investigations. So you mean Mr. Shemsbury is... I wouldn't come out and say it in public, but you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief. You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you? The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may not have evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it. Oh, so she's supposed to be Queen Bee, alright. Now I get your design. And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in the ultimate gas explosion. So, Mr. Shemsbury has been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement. My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed? A little before the part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble. Yes, of course. This could be it. This could shift the balance. The victim put on a fine performance, but in reality, he's a common thief of my company's gas. Yes, perfect. Thank you.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other. Good gracious, to whose statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? I presume you've heard juror number 4's statement made by the wife of the owner of the Altamont gas? Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact, turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says, but there's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much. It's true, we don't have evidence as such just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know. What? You heard me, seeing as my operation has already been compromised. I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there. I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gasman's honor. Juror number 1. If I could show that Mr. Shemsbury was a liar, you assured me that you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yes, I did say that. Oh, by the way, Erica, what would you have said if I didn't do the rent? I'm curious now. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, as I'm sure the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we've found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what we've all been saying, so if this means you'll recap a few points, that would shoot me down to the ground. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with. In that case, I shall change my leaning. So, Mr. William Shemsbury, if that is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. Thank you, Queen Bee. You're the best. That's 4 jurors. 4 for not guilty. Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory. Not quite, but almost. Order! Order! I really need a voice line of that British chord guy. And just press play every time order is on the screen. It would make my life so much easier. Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say. When true. Well, shouting at one's laptop is quite fun, isn't it? As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now, only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. Yeah, can they just change to not guilty and we're over and done with this case? Thank you. Too kind. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, right? And order the trial to continue. Shock. It is such a shock. Yes, I know. And rip glass. Told you. You have spoiled the bouquet, Mr. Shakespeare. The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim. Not hear, not see, not speak? Oh, sad. Would have been nice if you wouldn't talk, Shakespeare, son. But you guys will give us, you gods will give us some faults to make us men. Right. So God meant me, I do swear. Oh, the scarce man speaketh that which concerns him most. Naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, what did ya say? Do I take it, Mr. Shakespeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery? Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot I am as a seraph, an angel? A self-proclaimed one, yes, maybe, but one can say a lot in one's lifetime, right? Noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart. Ah, you flowery mouth, pompous beanpole, just 'cause I haven't got the evidence yet. Mr. Shakespeare, if, in fact, you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom. It is my considered opinion that at the present time no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case. Oh no. However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, goddammit, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further. Lovely little Van Zieks, please, just shut up. I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time. The gas in this case are unrelated. You literally invite that guy in because he was around the crime scene, watching everything because of the gas. So the gas is not entirely unrelated, my dear. You made it part of this trial. So now shut up and let me do my job. Thank you. Juror number 4. Yes. Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man has been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him? That's right, we do. Don't we, worker? Absolutely, Lady Quinby. Gasman's honor. Very well then, we will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas. Yes, my lord, it'll be my pleasure. At the Almond Gas, if I may, my lord? Go ahead, madame. This worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you wouldn't mind. Wahoo! Oh yeah, sweetest honey! Yeah. Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request. Thank you, my lord. I do have to wonder, though, if she's the queen bee. What position does her husband have? Because the male bee that impregnates the queen is literally useless after the queen is pregnant. Isn't he killed? I think something like that. So, I hope she's not entirely living the queen bee lifestyle. You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words. Okay. So, you will both testify before the court on the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel. Yes, is that clear, my good man? Clear as almond gas, my lady. Altamont, which is the clearest in the world. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Mr. Seto? I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo. Witness testimony. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I am proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont gas meters accept penny bits. What? Each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shakespeare's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? Is that what the soap is for? Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice. Right, you're actually drinking on the job. I never registered that as drinking on the job. Dude, you're... well... What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zieks? Did the mustachioed Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court, and yet now we must listen to this abhorrence. Clearly, what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance. I do have to wonder, since each time he's in the courtroom with us, he doesn't really get to drink anything, except for a few sips. How drunk he is after a court hearing if he's the prosecutor against somebody else. I really have to wonder. No wonder he took a break. Probably needed that to sober up. But this could turn out to be crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Rip. Do what you will. Lord Van Zieks appears to be in a violent mood. Yes, he does. I'm really missing the Wilhelm scream in the background whenever he throws his bottle. An attempted poisoning and an incident of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but I wonder, the truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places, and the first step is uncovering will be to establish just who and what this man really is. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. So, does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters? That I do. You have to try to catch people when they're in, then I ask permission to come inside and do my business. Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspeare? Well, now, interesting. Oh, really? His constant gin rubbing brings back memories of my professor of history. So stop. I do not want to be reminded of it. 'Cause I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me, it really is. Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books. And then, when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Oof. What a waste of money. You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman. Not much to say, really, but as you wish. Now I've started rubbing my chin as well. Great. Altamont gas meters accept penny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas. So all London houses have a gas supply, are fitted with these gas meters, are they? They're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their property, yes. So if a three pence coins gives 2 hours of gas, most people would use about 3 coins in a night. A bit more than that usually, if they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is. Thinking about it, Suzuki-san doesn't have a fireplace in that room of his, does he? Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Ah, yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually. And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company? Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins. I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter costs the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part. Ah, because they have to pay in advance, you mean? Yes, exactly right. And yet, the meter in Mr. Shemsby's room didn't have a single coin in it. The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key. I want to look at the soap. I feel like there's more to the soap. Oh, what is it, Mr. Naruhodo? This bar of soap. When we first found it, I could have sworn there was some sort of round disc in this depression just here. A reddish one. Yes, you're right, I remember it too. But now the depression is completely empty. Where could the disc have gone? The details of the bar of soap have been updated in the court record. So he made his own 3 pence coin, so to speak. Huh. Hold it! Out of interest, how long has it been going on? Weeks and weeks he's been pinching gas off of us for ages. And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shemsby's room, I take it? Naturally, we took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb. And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume? No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock, the Shemsby Special. That sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3 pence pieces. But even after all that, the rascal's meter was still empty. I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found— You what? And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jemmied open anywhere, not a single sign. And what's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day. That's what. A life-threatening situation in a number of ways. Incidentally, what became of that meter? Nothing became of it. I've still got it. Oh. Right here. No wonder they call you Misaman. I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing. The gas meter has been entered into the court record. Thank you kindly. Definitely. Although at first glance there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. Okay. 1 second, please, Queen Bee. Let me examine that meter, shall we? Well, would you look at that? I can't find anything out of place. No, I can. Oh, what? Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo? Just here. There's a little hole, do you see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shemspeare? Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin would fit through there. That's true, but so it seems more than a little suspicious. Yay, it has been updated. I don't think there's more to it, is there? That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would. You know, you didn't finish that sentence, would you? Don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? But one has really to wonder why they did not register this hole. If they invented a completely new gas clock, then I'm sorry, but they should know that something is out of place if that new meter already has a hole in it. Okay, but sure. I can understand how they could not see that somebody would make pennies out of soap. I'm not sure if he's actually saving money with that. The soap costs money. He has to waste water to get the soap out of there. Huh. In the long run, is he really saving money? Probably not a lot, if at all. There's only one key for all of your meters. Well, in truth, there is another key in the company's vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get a hold of the key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened. Because of the beeswax, yes. Oh, how? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans that happens. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it. You see, a seal like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said. But the seal hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shamspeare somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it. It would seem so, but that would be impossible. Somehow he's using all the flaming gassy ones without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is? How do you know that he's using... He's been using gas though. Well now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery." Hamlet indeed. I could wring the bloke's neck. I get all hot on the collar, but still, every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? But how can Mr. Shamspeare possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. No, 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 no. I don't want to go there. I literally explained how it's probably gone down. If I'm wrong, so be it. But the probability is sadly low. So how can you not put two and two together and realize that he's making coins out of soap? Probably. You saw that water residue on the floor right underneath that gas meter. You should understand that it's not normal to have so much soap lying around in your room, especially with strange indentations in the form and size of that 3 pence coin. But okay, yeah, I totally get it. But I really am getting too frustrated with this right now. It's probably just a few more case, a few more claims, I don't know. The second game is really frustrating me so much more than the first one did. And the first one already frustrated me at points. But somehow it feels like they dumbed down the game with the second one. The first one had some convoluted plot lines for sure, but you couldn't, well, not always, point the finger towards the person who actually killed it and say how they exactly did it in the first few minutes. But this game is like, what? Somebody stabbed her through the back of that stupid hut? No way. And was like, there is no other way than being stabbed through that hole in the back. And with this one, it is so obviously obvious what he did to that gas meter. And if my presumptions are wrong, shame on me, but no, I don't think so. Oh well. Let's see tomorrow what he actually did, I guess. If my presumptions are correct. And then I'll have to figure out if I'm motivated enough to continue this game. I know that the overarching story in the second one is actually quite good, but so far I don't see myself really wanting to continue. I might just be too tired for that. I don't know. Oh well. Thanks as always for joining me. Listening to my runs. I think I ranted more than I actually played the game today. I feel like it. But oh well. It might just be my gut feeling more so than actual truth. But yeah. Take care. And I see you next time. Bye bye. And Erica, get some sleep.